When my eldest son was little, he had a fascination for birds, and he still does. He had a little budgie called Blue Boy, and he also had a cat called Tommy. Now somehow, Tommy managed to access Bluebird's cage, and one day Bluebird was no more. So, as a mom, in an endeavor to soften the blow, I went to my young son and said to him that Blue Boy had become ill and that he'd had to go to Jesus. And he looked at me with his big blue eyes, nodded his head, and he accepted my slanted news. Needless to say, Blue Boy was replaced by several budgies thereafter, and by some touch of fate, Tommy always managed to access those birds. And every time I would recount the same story, and the big blue eyes would look at me, nod his head, and accept what I had told him. One day, Tommy met his maker by a speeding motorist. So, unperturbed, I went to my son and I said to him, "Do you remember when Blue Boy and his friends all got ill and they had to go to Jesus?" He nodded. I said, "Now Tommy is also ill and he's also gone to Jesus." So here I am expecting the normal big blue eyes and nod. Pretty taken aback by the next thing that happened. He said to me, "Mommy, you need to phone Jesus." "Why do I need to phone Jesus?" He says, "Well, you better tell him to watch that naughty cat doesn't eat those birds up there." Seriously busted. And that's where we're starting today. Truths. Now, I'm not suggesting by any manner of means that when it comes to young children that it isn't a good idea to sugarcoat the truth somewhat and make it a little more palatable. But as you grow older, people, you need to take that sugarcoating off. You need to stop slanting the truth. You need to stop denying the truth. And you need to start facing the truth. Because for as long as you choose to pack it away in a closet, or to ignore it, or to hope that it's going to run away on its own accord, you are just allowing it to linger and to hold on to you. The news flash is that no knight in shining armor is going to come and remove it for you. You are the person that has to deal with your own truth in its rawest of form. I've had to face many truths in my life, and I'm sure many of you have. And it's not the funnest thing, but it's the most necessary, because life is not a bed of roses. But you have to deal with your truth. You have to make that decision. Only you can make that decision. The saying goes, the truth will set us free. That's true. But it will only set us free if we deal with it. So, let's turn back to the boy, the budgie, and the cat. And see what simple lesson a young child actually holds for us. He identified the problem, the truth. The bird's well-being depended upon the cat being checked. That was the truth. And he made a decision that something had to be done about it. And that something that had to be done was Mommy had to phone Jesus to forewarn Jesus about the naughty cat, to ensure the well-being of the birds, which was the truth. And in doing that, he was setting it free. Now, it's that simple. Identify the truth. Work out what you are going to do to set it free. And do it. Have the courage to do it. So when you leave Adjourn for tea today, go and listen in a quiet space to yourself. Identify the truth. Work out what you're going to do about it. And make that decision to free yourself of the burden of that truth. It's been such a pleasure to share this pause with you today. Remember, your voice matters. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell for the next tea adjournment.